All right, folks, we're gonna skip past the pleasantries of our beautiful faces and get right into the game. As I said, with my great naming ability, this is a splice off. Spawning here on the bottom right, playing for Team Splice, we have the blue Protoss stats.
In the top left is the red Terran. He is Splice TY.
All right, I think that I really want to cheer for TY hard. We've actually had a pretty lacking performance from Terrans in the Olimoleague of late, and I would just love to follow TY through these brackets. That being said, stats, well, he might not have made the BTSL, is such a goddamn good player.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that was a bit odd for the BTSL semifinals to go like that for like both sides, CVZ and the PvP, but I guess what are you gonna do? Stats is still a really fantastic player, and those games were close, at least the ones that I cast, but I still went down as some, I think, better PvT, but TY is always he's a bit of a mystery because he plays such a different style than a lot of Terrans. He's not Maru, and Maru seems to be the way to play Terran, but it's not like a, 100% given, like you got to play like him or you're going to lose. And TY has the capability to play like him, which stats might lose to, but TY also has the capability of playing like TY, especially on Neonvalid Square.
So I think there's a drawback to stats, actually, that I don't know that it's easier said than done to take advantage of, but the guy plays like one way all the time. It's kind of like Pult in that weird way, right? Like, you're just good enough at the game, you can play the same build over and over and over, you can play the same style over and over and over, you don't have to go for proxies and cheese because, hey, your stats and you're good at this game. If there's some weakness to that, like TY as a teammate would be one privy to that knowledge. And this could actually be a dissection of stats in a rare example, because I'm also recalling previous tournaments we've had where stats has explicitly complained about getting TY in the brackets. So I don't know, man. I'm actually just gushing because I love both these guys so much, and I don't get to see TY nearly enough.
They're there. TY is it's a treat to watch. He doesn't play in like a ton of online cups. It is a little bit more rare than maybe some of the other Terrans that we get, but he is the epitome of a defensive macro Terran when you think about his style.
Gotta hold the phone here for a second.
What are you doing?
Why is there a at-home 2 command titled at-home athomed add gamer 2 electric boogaloo? Why couldn't you just call that Thelma the Owl, guys? I fucked up the name. I get it. Why is it gotta be electric boogaloo?
It's so much funner. That's right, I said funner.
I hate speaking. I'm just gonna become an observer. I'm gonna go full on Mapu and just become so good at observing I never need to speak.
Fucking Mapu was in my chat yesterday telling me how to play my game. Just to ban him for being a backseat gamer. Be like, yeah, it's so easy when you just observe the game, Kevin.
Kevin? It's his real name. It's like, it's serious. It's like when your mom uses your last and middle name, right? To get mad at you.
Exactly.
Alright, so I was gonna keep an eye on that probe and expecting something else to come of this, but looks like it was just hiding the positioning for now to get a more forward pylon. Because going for one down here would be strange without hiding tech, but putting this a little closer to the base for warp-ins, that makes more sense.
I was gonna say, it should be for pylon, as he went for 4 gateways total instead of just 3 gateways total. So, I mean, this blink is gonna be a little more aggressive than you might see otherwise. He's even putting chronos into it, so even though it's slow warp-ins, unless he really goes, like, maybe like a weird 7-get all-in, you don't see him very much anymore. I don't think he'll put on a gateway, but his probe is still there. Anyways, even if it's just slow warp-ins, it can't make the difference of being able to actually break a Terran and not break a Terran. But that pylon was awfully vulnerable, and this is right as the gateways are finishing up. This is like the perfect time for TY.
It's really important he got that 3rd stalker out, by the way. If that 3rd stalker wasn't out, this is already game over. This might be holdable, though. As he deals with that last Cyclone, the Hellings won't be breaking him the pylons anytime soon. So, guys, seriously, that 3rd stalker is the difference of stats winning or losing just now. I swear. That was so sick. Timing worked out so perfect for him.
Yeah, very close. And it's also very nice for him that he had 2 extra gateways, actually, not just the 1 extra gateway, remember, 3 versus 4. So he had warp-ins, but, barely plural when the pylon being taken down. Barely plural. Now he can initiate his counter, which actually, like, TY is playing, I feel like, what is an older style, where you open with Cyclones. It can be a little bit cheesy, as we saw. Some of you just win, even if you're going for third base. But it does start to really fall off against mass amount of Blink Stalkers. TY is also going to be going for mech, I suppose, here with an armory now being put down.
Ooh.
And you start to get like out multitasked with Stalkers, and then maybe they're going to charge with drops. Like, it's hard to defend.
Yeah, the Blink's gonna make, like, Cyclones against non-Blink Stalkers. I think TY's got a pretty good chance to hold this, but as we see here, Stats should be microing these back. Although he does lose that Stalker, that should not have happened. Got a little greedy for shots. He's got more than enough Stalkers to back that up after all. Losing one like that, kind of expensive. Gotta wait for their shields to kick back in before going back into round 2. No shield battery with this, though, so it means more Stalkers. Get some shots here. Oh, double kill. Triple kill!
Yeah. This is the problem with the Cyclone openers, especially if you don't build a bunker. The bunker's done now, the tank's out, but blinked upon.
Blink and you miss it. GG. Stats takes game number 1.
I think TY would appropriately guess that Stats would not go for an aggressive blink build, because it's Stats, but in that game, I think he got a little bit got. It's not exactly a build order win, but it is a helpful build order to have against what TY was doing.
Yeah. It is loser's pick, by the way, for the Olimoleague. We didn't really cover that earlier, so everyone's aware it'll be TY's map pick. Also, I don't know if he's here this morning, and I'm not trying to bait him out by bringing this up, but Denmark is best. I bought a Denmark flag to hang in the background of the stream. It was supposed to come yesterday, and I'm trying to figure out why Amazon hasn't delivered it yet, though. But now I apparently don't remember the password to my Amazon account. Can't go ahead and check. Dang it. I just got reminded because I still have a tiny little Denmarkian flag on the overlay. I had to go hide that real quick. I don't know if Denmarkian's a real word or not, but
I don't think so.
But you guys know what I'm talking about, so it's good enough.
What do you call people from Denmark? I had an au pair from Denmark, and when I was younger, I thought Denmark was
amazing. There's a lot of words you can call people from Denmark.
Denmark people. Danish. Oh yeah, I knew that actually.
You know what's so dumb? I didn't I knew it, but like I would not have thought of it on my own if we kept this conversation going.
Oh god.
It's like the Netherlands is another one that really messes with me. But anyways, it's Catalyst, guys. We'll see you in game. Wait, did that guy get your middle name right in chat? Did I miss that?
He almost got it right.
Oh. I wanted to, like... You need to make up a good name for him and just call him by all 3 of his fake names. Punish him. Alright, it's game number 2, folks. Spawn here in the lower right side of the map. He's unfortunately down 1 at the moment. It's the Red Terran from Splice, TY.
In the top left, as the Blue Protoss, he is Splice Stats.
Stats reacted pretty well, all things considered, though. Again, that Stalker, the timing of the gateway getting depowered, this game could, or game 1, could have actually gone in TY's favor. Like, there's an actual butterfly like worth talking about.
Yeah.
Denmarkese.
I just I was like,
the Denmarkese Falcon.
The Netherlanders. That's what I was gonna go with.
The Nethergrounders. God, I'm still watching that show and I hate myself for it.
It's any CW show, I feel. It's like actually what you can.
No, you know what it is? It's any CW show without the hot chicks every week. Because I feel that's every other CW show. Like whether it's Supernatural or Supergirl, it's like they bring in a new hot girl every week.
Okay. I literally don't watch any other CW show though. I watched the 100 and because my friends are talking about it, and I don't think I even watched it on the CW. I watch it through other means. Yeah,
me too. Because I don't want to I'm watching through Netflix, but I guess that still gives them credit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's one of those shows where you're like, I don't want to give them the satisfaction of a view.
Back in my day, it wasn't on Netflix.
Back in my day, get out of here, Grandma.
No. But you're right about TY. Like, I don't think the game is his if he defends that. Stats is getting to a third base, and just with the inherent like slowness of mech, there would have been a big gap where even if Stats didn't finalize the game there, he would have been able to make up for any macro that he's kind of skimped on. But TY would have been in a much better position, a much scarier position, because he would have been on a Neon Violet square with a third base safe. And then a fourth base would come down, very soon, actually, if he defended again the blink. But now he's going to go into something more normal. He's going for 3 racks, which he is trying to hide a little bit. So he's put the barracks like way back next to his command center.
Yeah, the +1's going to be really nice for this, too. Like, you can just go for 3 racks and get a lot of units, but the +1's what really makes an attackable strategy, I guess. Thank you very much to Jake and EU for that Prime sub, by the way. Welcome aboard. I'm actually super stoked because, well, Maynard and I were casting yesterday. We fell below the 1200 threshold like 3 times during the best of 7. But we're still holding strong here. 1,205 subscribers at the moment. So thank you, Jake and EU, for your Prime. Much appreciated, dude. Of course, we've been talking about this a lot. I'm going to have to just keep bringing it up occasionally. Today's the exception, though. There's no replay packs from us for the Olimoleague. The only way to get replay packs from the Olimoleague is through the Patreon, but remember to get up on Discord for all of the BaseTradeTV replay packs, guys, as more and more people on Discord. We've actually gone, before we started making the push for Discord, we had less than 500 people registered on our Discord. Now we've got close to 1,000. So it looks like people are starting to get more on board with it, and of course, if you're subbed, you can access the sub-only channel, which has all the cool stuff in it.
Nice.
I think I said chattel, but I meant channel.
I mean, I know what you're talking about. Chat channel.
I hate casting at 4 a.m. God damn it.
No. So what we have here is kind of an interesting builder mix again. Last game was, I think, very, as I mentioned, like, it was kind of old school. Like, you saw that scenario a lot when 4.0 was released, because Terrans were desperately trying to figure out something against Protoss, and one of those things was maybe mech, but it died off. But this is that 3 racks with +1 finishing. Perhaps he could have hit with Stim too. But he is like notably not getting a factory yet. Like, this is going to be quite the committed just ground attack, and Stats needs to be aware of this first of all, and just depend on his Colossus.
What's kind of interesting about this, though, is by waiting longer for the stim and the combat shields, it might actually make things worse for TUI, right? If he was just charging across the map right now, the biggest thing to contest him would be like guarding shield on the Immortal. The fact that there might even be 1, much less 2 Colossus waiting for him by the time he finally pushes, with no medevac support, is going to be really terrifying for this. But, like, I love this strategy. We've actually seen this tear Protoss apart. Stats just actually has a really good response to it. If the Colossus is kept safe in the back, a couple force fields go down so the Marauders can't stim on it, this thing will fry the Marines alive.
Oh. Looks like TY knew the exact timing of an Oracle, by the way. He was building a Whistle and then canceled it. God, I wish I was that good. Anyways, he has a couple of attacks set up here, so even though there's only 4 Marines to the left side, if they stim into the natural, they're going to grab quite a few probes. This, with a concave, I don't think is good enough to tackle a Colossus. It'd be like a trade, but yeah, it's more about these Marines than it is about this attack. Oh, unless he gets a huge concave.
Okay, so if he targets down the sentries initially, he does get the Colossus, but it's going to cost him his army to do it. 6 probes die on the back end, and a new Colossus is already out. This was everything for TY. Yeah. This does not feel like it was worth it. It does not measure up to the damage he needed to do.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't. It doesn't. Now with the third base being completed, if he gets a cancel plus that army, well, then that's fantastic. But no, I just got part of the army, not even like an Immortal, which would also been pretty nice to get. Sats knows that attack was quite dedicated. He saw the lack of a factory and a starport, and TY was going to make up for lost time, I suppose, by going for double starport.
I didn't realize that was blocking that guy, as I've now fixed that. Sorry about that. But also, heads up, your mic just did a small spiky thing, so you might have a lag spike on deck.
Yeah,
or
whenever
maybe that was the spike.
I thank you for warning me, but you don't have to. Like, I can hear you spiking as well.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing I can do. I wish I could do something when I know it's coming, but
well,
pray.
Yeah, guys, gotta pray in chat. Actually, fun fact: 1 cheer equals 1 prayer. And we gotta pray for Zomgrip to not get DC'd out of this game. So thank you very much, Captain Miggs, for the 100 prayers. Appreciate all you guys do with a heart. Same back at you, man. Thanks for watching. Actually, I got into a pretty interesting discussion about lurking on my friend's channel because I was just hanging out there waiting for the stream to go live today. Like, our stream to go live, like, literally this morning. And I think a lot of people don't really appreciate the value of people who lurk. I know there's a lot of people watching right now even. You're not going to type in chat. You never will. Me baiting you with this conversation won't even turn you into it. But like seriously, the unsung heroes are the people who just show up. So whether you cheer bits or not, like obviously thank you, but everyone who just shows up for these shows regularly. We might not know your names, you might be anonymous in chat, but nobody appreciates you.
They're pretty important. That observer has been worth quite a lot for what it's actually worth.
It's not the lack of factory. I mean, that was a big deal.
Yeah, it's seeing the size of the army. It's seeing the third base timing. It sees even maybe the Vikings. I think I just saw that. So, like, TY still has a game here just because that attack didn't work, which it worked to a degree. It got a Colossus and a couple probes, but like, for letting the factory did as much as it did. TY is going to have to play like his style, but luckily he's very good at his style. You know, where some other Terrans are very uncomfortable not being super aggressive and falling behind on the bases. TY just kind of like he took a very like a fast third in context of what he was doing, like as his factory was building, for instance. And then he also went for double fat like starports. So he's gonna have a lot of Vikings. He's gonna have a decent push.
This is where I'm kind of jaded about this, right? Because this could be good in more ways than one, but it could also go miserably bad for him, right? So the Viking count takes out the Colossus, sure. Then you're like, oh, well, what good are Vikings? Just land them on the ground and try and help. And against an army of Stalkers, that might not be too bad, but with like Adepts and probably eventually Zealots, maybe Stalkers, we'll see with the Blink upgrade. These Vikings won't have that bonus damage. And Vikings against non-mechanical units are not actually very good at all.
No, you're right about that, but it is going to be Stalkers. Now, the problem, of course, is that the Vikings need to be controlled. They're up against four Colossus. Like, they are going to take a while to tear down every single one, and the chances of them themselves, like with no Marauder support, taking out every Colossus is, I want to say, low. Like, as long as the Stalkers are target firing at all.
I mean, the 13 Marauders is actually probably the most terrifying part of this army, and their stats identifies that. That's awesome, but that being said, like, we got some Templar here, no storms, just feedbacks, get some of the medevacs, that's nice. But the SCVs are pulled with this, they didn't even catch that. Yikes, big ball of red now, just to soak some of the shots in the front line.
Oh, no. The Colossus, they can't, shield battery helps, but every time they retreat like that, the entire army was retreating. No Vikings went down, and they grabbed the Colossus for this, and they do grab every single Colossus.
And then he can, of course, land this too. Lost the SCVs, that kind of sucks, but this is all about killing stats here. Now, this isn't a trade for TY, but so many Marauders still standing, and now the Vikings adding in their damage. I mean, even just soaking shots for the Marauders is good, because those medevacs were pretty much gone. They were feedback immediately upon the start of that fight. It just doesn't seem like there's enough for stats. He's trying desperately to warp in, but charge lots would have been great if there was more of them earlier.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's awfully close, and Stats will have a probe lead, and he might even save the Nexus if he could just have, like, one more solid warp in, but it looks like Nexus is going to go down. He already has a fourth, though. Like, if he just cleans up this army, I think he's okay.
Dude, look at that Ruptor. I mean, Disruptor, because that's going to do a lot of damage to this army.
It is, and Stats still has both of his upgrades on. Like, that was... We're again in a very interesting spot, similar to, like, after TY did his 2-base push, but... I think Stats is still okay. TY doesn't know about that fourth base.
Actually, yeah, that's super awkward. That would have been a free pickoff on the retreat. This actually, you know what? This fourth base makes that SCV pull so devastating. Whereas if this wasn't here, this is actually totally fine to fall back on. Who cares if you got 46 probes if you can't saturate it to a third? TY, it's got mules. This is so strange. The SCV pull was certainly surprising, but Liberator's going to be following this up too. This will help a ton. Gotta worry about those Blink Stalkers, but I think he'll have the Marauder count to help cover that. Ghost Academy up next. It's hard to judge. TY still has a massive army supply lead, but now he's behind in upgrades. He's got no real ability to go to 2-2, even if he had time to do it. Literally no arms army.
That's a problem. And just, you know, he's really trying to make his gas mineral income as perfect as possible. Has even taken his 6th gas. I guess he'll lift his main command center eventually, as 43 SCVs with 3 mules isn't a bad economy, but he's now going on to the next stage of TVP. The Ghost won't be as useful as I think he's hoping for. Maybe he was hoping that it would be a follow-up of Storm and a dependency on that to win, but it's more about the Disruptors here, but Ghost's never bad to have. I think it's more about the Liberators, which Stats is going to engage into.
Landing the Vikings, I actually like this because they soak the Disruptor shot so the Bio doesn't eat it. Does eat one to their face right there, but now they're both on cooldown. Gets away from the Archons, Guardian Shield's starting to disappear. And so are the Archons. This is a really awkward fight, but I think TY should still be able to take this.
Well, the Stalkers will live. Lost a lot of important units with the Sentries and Archons. Oh, Zealots!
Okay, kill the Zealot. That was awkward. New Disruptors getting the shots off. New Liberators set up. They're targeted down immediately. Not enough Marauders to kill these Stalkers, and this is a little bit rough. Oh, he's doing some micro. He's doing some TY micro.
Okay, well, it died.
It's not enough.
This is so close. Now I see why I realized the 4th base has been up. I mean, I don't realize how long it's been up, but this is going to be game.
Yo, it's going to be Series 2. Stats takes the 2-0.
Well done.
Congratulations to Stats. Hill. Ooh. I kind of want to just sit and wait. Because if all goes according to plan, Stats versus Innovation could be the next match.
Yeah. Yeah, it could.
Oh man, actually this middle bracket is so stacked. You got Cure versus Ryung, MMA versus Hero, Innovation versus Trap. Like the top half of this bracket is literally GSL, just straight up.
Sick.
That being said, guys, some of the folks still play on the bottom. We got Crater, Impact, Keen, Zest. Oh, Zest did show up. Okay, cool. Bunny just beat somebody in Elize. He waits for an opponent in Gumiho or True. Oh, Gumiho and True would have been a good match too. But there's a lot of good matches coming up. We'll try and pick the best one. But let's be real, they're all going to be good. So we'll go to break and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.